Namaste, hello, and welcome back to another video on eco-consciousness. My name is Bonnie, and today's video is going to be about a reading theme that I'm trying to follow up for the months of June, July, and August on this particular channel. So it's called Aquapunk Summers, and I'm going to explain everything about the theme in a bit and also share the books that I've started off this reading theme with and what it is all about. So do please join me further in this video. Welcome back. So let's talk about aquapunk. Now, aquapunk is a word which is a subgenre of speculative science fiction, and it is almost synonymous with oceanpunk, except that oceanpunk is more focused on the marine life or the deep sea marine life and the ecological part of it, and aquapunk is actually more focused on the hydrotechnology or highly aquatic technologies, which are all developed and man-made, and the entire settlement is actually man-made, and it's not exactly too ecological, but more on the technology side. So over these 3 months, I will be reading books which are more focused on aquapunk, but it could include a couple of books which do correspond better with oceanpunk. So I do have a few things written about aquapunk specifically, so that in case if you come across any books while you're reading, and in case if they fit the genre, you know which subgenre you're reading about. So aquapunk is a subgenre of speculative science fiction which includes the aesthetics of steampunk, yet specifically explores deep sea technology, steampunk machinery, and ocean or marine technology, while keeping the gritty technological saturated dystopias of cyberpunk merged with nautical, oceanic, and underwater settings. The main features of such novels are, first, deep sea submerged settlement, or a sea floating settlement, or a deep submersible floating nomadic civilization. Now, this is very interesting because as in we have in space operas where we have an entire human civilization which is thriving on starships which are traveling across the galaxies. Similarly, we have huge submarines which are very advanced in technology, and they are harboring an entire human civilization within it, and they are traveling across the seas. So that's what we mean by deep submersible floating nomadic civilization. The next main feature is that they have highly advanced retrofuturistic technology, as in the diving gears or the scuba gears, or we do have lighting which is very specific, like bioluminescent lighting or algae biofuels, etc. And the third characteristic feature is that the power sources of such world buildings do incorporate geothermal vents within the sea, or tidal waves, or specific algae which produce specific fuels to power up their sources. So the key themes of such stories are ecological survival, isolation, pressure of the deep sea, and corporate exploitation of marine life. I had written all of this down here so that I could keep it short and specific. So now I'm going to share the books which I started off this reading theme with. So the first book which I did pick up is Blackfish City by Sam.J.Miller, and I absolutely love this book. It was almost a 4.5 star read for me, or more, maybe, I mean, I didn't give it a 5 star because although everything was absolutely synchronous, but it did not make 5 stars for me, but 4.5, yes, definitely. So I'm just going to read out the synopsis. Every city is a war. After the climate wars, a floating city was constructed in the Arctic Circle. Once a remarkable feature of mechanical and social engineering, it is now rife with corruption, and the population simmers with unrest. Into this turmoil comes a strange new visitor, a woman accompanied by an orca and a chained polar bear. She disappears into the crowds looking for someone she lost 30 years ago, followed by whispers of a vanished people who could bond with animals. Her arrival sparks a chain of events that will change Blackfish City forever. So, when I read this book, I was absolutely astounded by the world building, which is very dystopian. It is, of course, post-apocalyptic after the climate change and the climate wars, and also it follows different characters. So there are multiple points of views, which every point of view opens a new dimension to the sort of life which the person experiences, or the character experiences, and it opens the gateway to a very different world, or a very different life, which is being led by the character within the same floating city. And we also have the arrival, as mentioned over here, of a very different species of human, maybe the last of her kind, and she can bond with animals. So this was a human species who had these special nanites in them, with which they could nano bond with certain creatures, and those certain creatures were bonded for life with them. So the world building was good, the characters stood out, the entire theme of the story was good. It was all about a family which is torn apart and then savagely, and then they're brought together because of the determination of one woman. So it has queer representation all throughout, and also the story is the story highlights different dimensions of human experiences, and there's also an epidemic which is going on, which is the main, I wouldn't say it's the main highlight, but it is actually a very alarming thing which is spreading across, and it's changing the characters as well, and changing the experiences of the character as well. So if you do read and pick up this book, I would recommend that you take some time and then read it, because if you try to rush and read this book, it's not going to be enjoyable, because you won't be able to absorb the point of views of every character, and the sort of life that they are leading, because it's very different. Each one is remarkably different from one another. So I did really love this book. I will leave a link to my Goodreads review in the description box below. So if you would like to see what I felt about this book, you can definitely head over to that link. And with that, we'll come over to the next book, which I'm currently reading, and this is a middle grade book. It's called, I'm sorry, it's not a middle grade, it's a YA book, and it's called Dark Life by Cat Falls, and I still have this sticker over here. So I did pick it up from a discounted shelf in one of the bookshops that I had visited not recently, a few years ago. So this was this is actually a really very interesting book, because I'm currently reading this book, and I've hardly reached page 131. So Dark Life is completely aquapunk, and I'm going to just read out the synopsis from here. So it reads as: the ocean rose, swallowing up the lowlands. Earthquakes shattered the continents, toppling entire regions into the rising water. Now, humans live packed into stacked cities. The only ones with any space of their own are those who live on the ocean floor, the dark life. Ty has spent his whole life living deep undersea, helping his family farm the ocean floor. But when outlaws attack his homestead, Ty finds himself in a fight to save the only home he has ever known. Joined by Gemma, a girl from the topside who has come subsea to look for her brother, Ty ventures into the frontier's rough underworld and discovers some secrets to Dark Life, secrets that threaten to destroy everything. In Dark Life, Cat Falls has created a breathtaking world where deep sea can be dangerous, the dark sea can be deadly, and sometimes it takes extraordinary power to survive. So I'm absolutely loving this book. It has got every element of aquapunk in it. So there is the hydrotechnology, and there's the underwater sea living. There are sea farms which farm plankton and I think sea algae, and there are sea fishes which are being farmed as well on deep sea, and the houses are all very synonymous with the deep sea creatures, so that they can uphold the pressure of the deep sea. So it's very interesting, and I will probably be talking or doing a book review for this very soon. So I'll let you know about it as soon as I complete that. Now, the next book on my TBR is called Into the Sunken City by Dinesh Thiru, and I really love the cover of this book. It's really very good. And from the synopsis, it reads as, in the slowly sinking city of Coconino, Arizona, the days are long, the money is tight, and the rain never stops. For Jen Holder, this life is nothing new. Ever since her father died in a diving accident, she has barely made ends meet for her and her younger sister Tara. Enter Billy, a drifter, who offers Jen and Tara the score of a lifetime, a massive stash of gold hidden in the sunken ruins of Las Vegas. Jen knows it's too dangerous. She stopped diving after her father's accident, but when her sister decides to go, Jin's left with only one choice: to go with her. A ragtag crew is assembled, including Jin's annoyingly hot ex-boyfriend. From here, a high-stakes heist ensures that's beyond even Jin's wildest fears. Crumbling ruins, sea beasts, corsairs, and a mysterious figure named Jao Sylvia all lie in wait. To survive, Jen will have to do what she promised herself she'd never do again: dive. So let's see where this goes. And the premise looks very interesting, but I'm not too sure about the technology which is used in it. So in case if there's technology which is used, definitely it's part of aquapunk. Otherwise, this broadly falls within the oceanpunk subgenre. So the next book, which I do have my eyes on, is called StarFish by Peter Watts. And this is actually a quadrology, and I believe this is just the first part. It is followed up by 3 other books. I think Maelstrom is the name of the book, Maelstrom 2, Maelstrom 3. I'm not too sure about it, but this is the first of the series, and the synopsis from the back reads as, civilization rests on the back of its outcasts. So when civilization needs someone to run generating stations 3 kilometers below the surface of the Pacific, it seeks out a special sort of person for its Rifters program. It recruits those whose histories have pre-adapted them to dangerous environments, people so used to broken bodies and chronic stress that life on the edge of an undersea volcano would actually be a step up. Nobody worries too much about job satisfaction. If you haven't spent a lifetime learning the futility of fighting back, you wouldn't be a rifter in the first place. It's a small price to keep the lights going back on shore. But there are things among the cliffs and the trenches of the Juan de Fuca Ridge that no one expected to find, and enough pressure can forge the most obedient career victim into something made of iron. At first, not even the rifters know what they have in them. And by the time anyone else finds out, the outcast and the downtrodden have their hands on a kill switch for the whole damn planet. So this sounds very interesting. Now, what I do not know is if it is a dystopian, post-apocalyptic, drowned world, which has more sea in it and less of land dwellers in it. I'm not too sure about it, but in case of that is, this is also aquapunk. When I did try to hunt for aquapunk books, this was definitely something which came up. Otherwise, it could safely go into oceanpunk, but the premise is very interesting, and definitely there's technology in it. And because it's a quadrology, it definitely spikes up my interest in it. So we'll see how that goes. So these are the 4 books that I'm planning to read in June, but I think it's going to spill over to July as well, because I did take my time with Blackfish City. I wanted to do a separate book review for it, but I'm not too sure whether I will have the time or not. But I have given my reviews. I'm very happy with it, and I absolutely loved the story. I would definitely recommend this book if you are into worlds which are dystopian, post-apocalyptic, and definitely the entire civilization is floating on sea, because that's where humans could anchor themselves to. So it's absolutely good, and if I stretch this video, I will definitely speak about this book endlessly because I absolutely loved it. But anyway, in case if you do pick it up and read it, do let me know what you think about it, and also do let me know what you thought about this video, and leave your comments in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And if you would like to read any of these books along with me, as in a buddy read, also let me know in the comment section below. And do let me know what you're reading for this month of June, and what your reading plans are for the month of July. And with that, I will be wrapping up this video. I will see you soon with another video. So till then, take care, have a good reading week ahead, and namaste.
Thank you.